Hey, welcome once again to Now Lab. Today we will be talking about the prepositions, and we're going to see different types of prepositions. We have like the prepositions of place, preposition of time, prepositions of direction or movement, prepositions of a contrast, and a concession, prepositions of cause, reason, purpose, preposition or what we call complex prepositions, verb plus preposition combinations, idiomatic expressions with prepositions. Number one, prepositions of place or positions and location. So this preposition of place is the preposition that show where someone or something is. It means they show the place where the person or where a thing is. The first preposition of place that we have at. This at, it is a preposition showing specific point. We have some examples here. She is at the station. We met at the entrance. Someone is waiting at the corner of the street. This preposition at or at, it is showing a specific point. You cannot say she is in the station, but you will say she is at the station. We met at the entrance. Someone is waiting at the corner of the street. I am, for example, at church. Specific point. I am at school. You see, I am at home, showing a specific point where a person or something is. Second preposition of place or position, on. This shows a surface or line. For example, the information is on the website. On the website means it is online. When you are referring to something which is online, you put the preposition on. For example, when we talk about internet, social media, we use on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Twitter, on email, on Google Meets, you see, on and so you just use on because it is the internet. And also we use also on when something is touching the surface of another, like the pictures are on the wall. Again, the pictures are on the wall. Directly you understand that the pictures are touching the surface of the wall. The Bible is on the table. It is on because it touches the surface of the table. You can't say the Bible is at the table. No, because remember, at shows a specific point, while on shows something which is touching the surface. So we say the Bible is on the table. The radio is on the table. They are touching each other. The Bible is touching the table. We say on surface. As for example, you can say, don't touch on my head. You see, don't touch on my head. Don't touch on my phone. You see, this was the second preposition of place. The third preposition of place that we are having here, in. We use the preposition in when we are talking about the enclosed space. For example, the house or the drawer, the car. We have these sentences here. The keys are in the drawer. He is in the car. It is an enclosed, this space is enclosed. She lives in the city center, or she lives in the city center. We use preposition in when we are talking about also big places like countries, cities, and so on, villages. She lives in the village. She lives in the city. She is in town. She is in Uganda, in Rwanda, in DRC, in Mauritius, and so on. You are using in, because these are big places. We are also having another preposition of place here, which is our fourth one. It is under. Example, the cat is under the table. The cat is under the table. He put the shoes under the bed. Water flows under the bridge. This is how we use the preposition of place under, but we also have other uses of under. But these other uses of under, we will not call them the prepositions of place. But let's just have a look at them. Like we use under when you are referring to less than or lower in amount, lower in age, rank, and so on. For example, children under 12 are not allowed to watch this movie. Children under 12 are not allowed. You see, this 12 is an age. Children under age are not allowed to watch this movie. The temperature is under 10 degrees. He works under the manager. This is rank. He works under the manager. You see, we still use the preposition under. Second, we use this under also when we're talking about condition or circumstance. Condition or circumstance. For example, she is under stress means she is stressed. My uncle is under stress. The country is under attack means they are attacking the country. Instead of saying this long sentence, they are attacking the country, rather, I will say the country is under attack. He was driving under pressure. He was driving under pressure. Let's look at another preposition of place. We have above. Above means higher than something. And remember that above is the opposite of under. We have some few examples here. The picture is hanging above or above the fireplace. Planes fly above the clouds. The shelves are above the desk. You see, you know the meaning of the preposition under as we use it as the preposition of place. So this above is the opposite of it. But also we have other uses of above. Number one, more than. Remember when we talked about other uses of under, we had a less than. Means these other uses of above, they are also the opposite of those uses of under. More than, higher in number or level. The temperature is above 30 degrees. His marks were above average. Children above 6 years must buy a ticket. Means the children who are 6 years old will not buy the ticket. Children who are under 6 years will not buy the ticket. But only children above 6 years will buy a ticket. 2. We use above to refer to rank, status, or importance. A captain is above a lieutenant in rank. Here we are in army. A captain is above a lieutenant in rank. No one is above the law or above the law. Nobody is above the law. She placed duty above comfort. We also use this above as figurative, not affected by something. For example, he is above lying. When we say that someone is above lying, it means this person cannot lie. He is above lying means he cannot lie. She thinks she is above criticism. When we say that the person or someone thinks that he or she is above criticism, it means the person thinks that she cannot be criticized, or she thinks that nobody can criticize him or her. We have the last sentence here that I like. Some friendships are above money. When we say that some friendships are above money, means these are the friendships which are not affected by money. They are the friendships which are friendships whether money is there or money is not there. Whether you give me money as your friend or you don't give me money, I will still be your friend. So then I will say our friendships are above money. Our love is above money. Means when I say that our love is above money, that means that we do not love each other because of money. Whether I give you money or I do not give money, we shall still love each other. Another preposition of place, over, over, over. The picture is over the fireplace. The bulb is over the dining table. Mostly we use this preposition of place over when something is above, not touching the surface of another thing. It is not the same with on. Remember I said we use the preposition on when something is touching the surface of another. But over is a different case. Over, something is above and not touching the surface of another, of the thing which is under it. As we say, for example, the bulb is over the dining table. But we also have other uses of over. One, covering. When something lies on top of or covers a surface, we use over. For example, she put a blanket over the baby. You see, this blanket is covering the baby, is on top of the baby. So she put a blanket over. Don't say she put a blanket on the baby. Of course, you can say she put a blanket on the baby, but here you do not mean that the blanket is covering the baby. But when you want to mean that the same blanket is covering the baby, you will say she put a blanket. You change directly the preposition. Instead of on, you say over the baby. There is dust all over the table. Means dust are covering the table. The last example that we have here, he spilled coffee over his shirt. He spilled coffee over his shirt. You see? Secondly, with over, when you want to refer to something which is more than, exceeding, to indicate a quantity or a quantity, amount or degree greater than something else. For example, there are over 100 people at the meeting. There are over 100 people. Now, when we say that there are over 100 people at the meeting, it means we have, for example, 110, 120, 102, and so on. Means the number exceeds the mentioned number here, which is 100. So there are over 100 people at the meeting. Means we do not have only 100 people, but there are more. Another example, he earns over 1,000 a week. Means he doesn't only get $1,000 a week, but the person gets more than $1,000 a week. So you see, we use over. He earns over $1,000 a week. The last example on this, she waited, she waited over 2 hours for him. Means the person did not wait only for 2 hours, but the person waited for more than 2 hours, maybe two and a half, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and so on. But the person waited over 2 hours for him. Three, we use over referring across a period of time. This refers to something happening during or throughout a time frame. We have some examples here that will help you to understand better. We stayed in Paris over the weekend. Means this over here means during the weekend. We stayed in Paris over the weekend, or we stayed in Paris during the weekend. His health improved over the years. They talked a lot over lunch. When we say that they talked a lot over lunch, means they were talking when we were taking lunch, or when they were taking lunch. They were talking during lunch time. So they talked a lot over lunch, during, throughout a time frame. Number four, we again use over when we refer to control, authority, superiority, or when one thing, person has power, influence, or control over another. You have control, you have influence, you have power, you are superior, you have authority over a person. So you will still use over. Please listen to these examples. Number one, parents have authority over their children. Do not say that parents have authority on their children. No. But parents have authority over their children. She has control over the company's finances. We have the last example here, which is love triumphed over hate. You get it. So lastly, we use over to talk about or referring to preference, choice, expressing preferences or between options. Like for example, we can say when you're expressing your preferences between options, like I prefer I prefer tea over coffee. I prefer tea over coffee. For example, someone asks you that which drink do you want to be served? Which drink do you want to take? So between tea and coffee, then we can say, for example, I prefer tea over coffee. I prefer tea over coffee. Means you give me tea because it's the one that I like the most. He chose comfort over style. So hope you got other uses of over. We continue with our prepositions of place and positions or location. We also have between or between. This preposition is used when something is in the middle of two objects or two people. Like we have these examples, the library is between the school and the market. Means there is a school here and there is a market here, and then the library is in between. She stood between her two friends. Means one friend was standing on the left side, another friend was standing on the right side, but for her, she stood between them, in the middle of them. She sat between Jovio and Anifa. One person means Anifa is on the right side, Jovio is on the left side, and so her, sat now between them, with Jovio and Anifa. We have also among. This preposition of place is used when something is surrounded by many things or people. I repeat, this among is a preposition of place which is used when something is surrounded by many things or many people. A lot of people confuse among with between, with in the middle of, and so on. We have this example here. The house is hidden. The house is hidden among the trees. It means there are many trees that surround the house. He found his wallet among the clothes. Not only two clothes, but many clothes. Or also, you can say, when we are many people, you can say that God is among us. God is among us. Or for example, you're having a meeting, and so there are people, a lot of people who are gathered there where the meeting is taking place. And then the person who is leading the meeting says that we appreciate the presence of His Excellence, the President of maybe Uganda, maybe DRC, maybe Tanzania. So I can say, maybe before welcoming him, that we have one of the presidents of Africa among us. Don't say that we have the president of DRC between us. No, when we are many people, when we are a great gathering, don't say that we have the president of DRC in no between us. Just say we have the president of DRC, the president of Kenya, we have Ruto among us, or Ruto is among us. We also have another preposition of place which is behind. Behind. This preposition behind is used when something is at the back of another thing. For example, the cat is hiding behind the sofa. There is a garden behind the house, behind. And the opposite of this behind, we shall see it, it is in front. The cat is hiding behind the sofa. You can't see it because it is behind. There is a garden behind the house. Behind the house, there is a garden. The next one we have near. This near is used when something is close to another thing, not far away. When something is close, we say near. Like the bus stop is near the hospital. My house is near the river. We also have next to. This also next to is almost the same with near. It's used when something is immediately beside another thing. Immediately beside another thing. Like the pharmacy is next to the supermarket. It means immediately after the pharmacy, you will see the supermarket. She sat next to her friend in class. She sat next immediately beside her friend in the class. So we can say that next is almost the same with near, close to something. We have another preposition of place here which is opposite. This opposite is used when something is facing another thing. Mhm. The park is opposite the cinema, means the person who is standing at the park side or on the side of the park, he can be able to see the person who is standing on the side of the cinema. He lives opposite my house, means my house and his are facing. Like for those who stay in Uganda, let's look in Western region Barara. We have the central market. If I can try to ask you which building is opposite central market, for example, you can say Chirimi supermarket is opposite central market. Chirimi supermarket is opposite central market. Barara central market. Those are the prepositions of place. Secondly, we are going to talk about the prepositions of direction or movement. Wow, so great. We have also different types of these prepositions of direction. Number one, we have the preposition of direction, which is the preposition to. This preposition to shows movement toward a specific destination. It shows movement toward a specific destination. For example, she is going to school. Let me tell you, whenever you will use the verb to go in your sentence, you have to know the preposition to put in that sentence will be to, preposition to. It is a preposition of direction. Don't say, I'm going to church, I'm going at church, I'm going at school, I'm going at the super. A lot of people make this mistake. This a very big mistake. Don't say she's going at the supermarket, but we will rather say she's going to, because this to is their preposition of movement toward a specific destination. Your destination is supermarket. Your destination is school. Your destination is I don't know what. So you say she's going to. She's going to. He's going to. My daddy went to. Because it is a verb to go, please use preposition to. We walked to the park means we were heading, direction, movement. We were heading to the park. We walked to the park. He sent the letter to his friend. If you hear well this sentence, you understand that there is the arrow that shows the direction. He sent, you see, direction, movement toward a specific destination. He sent the letter to his friend. Secondly, preposition of direction into. We use this preposition into to refer to something which is movement from outside to inside. When something is coming from outside and it has to enter inside, we use the preposition into. For example, don't say the cat jumped in the box. No. Jumped in the box. When you say that the cat jumped in the box, means the cat was in the box. There you understand. It is not the same with the cat jumped into the box. When you say the cat jumped into the box, it means the cat was outside and so it jumped into it entered the box. The cat jumped into the box from outside to inside the box. She went into the room from outside the room to inside the room. He dived into the pool. Thirdly, preposition of direction on to. This shows the movement to a position on top of something. Movement, listen well, to a position on top of something. It's still direction because of these two, but on also remember on. It must be top, surface. The cat climbed onto the roof. Climbed onto. He stepped onto the stage. You know, the person who stepped on the stage on the stage was touching the stage. So he stepped onto the stage, not into the stage, not he stepped on the stage, but he stepped onto the stage. Movement to a position on top of something. She put the books onto the shelf. Good. Another one, the preposition of direction towards or towards. This shows the movement in the direction of something, not always reaching it. She walked towards the door. You see, here in bracket we say not always reaching it. When I say that she walked towards the door, means she was taking the direction that the door is in. So she walked towards the door. Maybe she doesn't reach the door, but she walked towards the door. She was taking the direction of where the door is. He ran towards the station. That is the direction that he was taking. It doesn't mean that he reached to the station, but that is the way that he took. The child moved towards his mother. Thank you. These are prepositions of direction. We have another one which is along. Along, this is the movement in a line, usually beside something. Movement in a line, usually beside something. This along. And we have a few examples here. Like we walked along the river. Movement in a line, you see, usually beside something. We walked along the river, beside the river. He drove along the road. It is a line. They strolled along the beach. Good. Prepositions of direction across. Movement from one side to the other. Across. He swam across the river. Means from one place to another. From one side to another. But across the river. We walked across the street. The bird flew across the sky from one side to another or to the other. We also have the preposition of direction of movement through. Movement, this is a movement in one side and out the other. In one side and out the other. bracket inside something. The train went through the tunnel. Or light passes through the window. Don't say light passes in the window, no. Passes through. We walked through the forest. Preposition of direction over. Movement from one side to another, usually above or covering. The cat jumped over the wall. The plane flew over the mountains. He climbed over the fence. Preposition of direction. Along. Movement from higher to lower place. This not along, but this is down because we have talked already about along. Preposition of direction down. Movement from higher to lower or lower place. She ran down the stairs, means from upper to lower. The ball rolled down the hill. He fell down the ladder. Preposition up. Movement from lower to higher place is the opposite of down. She walked up the hill. He climbed up the ladder. The balloon went up into the sky. Preposition of direction out of. Out of. This movement from inside to outside. She ran out of the room, means she was inside and she went outside. He jumped out of the car. The cat got out of the box from inside to outside. Tips for remembering: into or out of, inside, outside, up and down, vertical movement, across, over, through, along, movement across a space, line, path, to, towards, destination, or direction. We also have the prepositions of time. Among the prepositions of time, we have the preposition at. We use at or at specific, referring to specific clock times, festivals, or point of time. For example, when you talk about the time, you have to use the preposition at. The train leaves at 6:30. I wake up at 6 o'clock, You see, I'm using 8, 8, 8. We met at noon. It is a part of the day. He is coming at Christmas. He is coming at Christmas. You see, also when we talk about festivals, you can use at. We have the preposition of time on. We use this preposition of time on when we talk about specific days and dates. The party is on Monday. You see, all the days of the week you have to use the preposition on. She was born on July 4th. Because this is a date used on July. We met on my birthday. We say on because we have day already on birth, on my birthday. At Christmas, but on Christmas Day. When you add just day at the end of the word, so you have also to change the preposition. If the preposition was at, now you have to change it into on. From he is coming at Christmas and he is coming on Christmas Day. Preposition of time in. Longer periods, months, years, centuries, part of the day, we use the preposition in. Talking about longer period, months, years, centuries, part of the day. He was born in May. May. In May, in June, in January, in December, in September, in October, and so on. They moved here in 2010 because it is a year. When we talk about years, we use the preposition in. I was born in 1992. Don't say I was born on 19. No, in is the only preposition to use when we talk about years. When we talk about months, she usually naps in the afternoon. Also, when we talk about the part of the day, use the preposition in. We also have another preposition of time, by. By means not later than a certain time or deadline. For example, I must finish the work by tomorrow. I must finish the work by tomorrow. Not later than a certain time means deadline. When you say that I must finish the work by tomorrow, for example, today is Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday, then I tell you that I must finish the work by tomorrow, means that that very Wednesday, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, the work will be done. Don't wait for it to be done on Thursday. No, Thursday will be later, because the work will be done on Wednesday. He will be here by 5 p.m. means not 6 but 5. Please reply by next week. So you get it. This by is also a preposition of time. We also have until, which means up to a point in time and not after. Wait here until 8 o'clock means do not leave before 8 o'clock. That's meaning of this sentence. Wait here until 8 o'clock means do not leave here before 8 o'clock. She stayed awake until midnight. He will be abroad until September. It means the person is not returning before September. During. We use this preposition of time during when something happening throughout a period of time. We stayed indoors during the storm. Means the period of time is storm. So during this period of time of storm, we stayed indoors. We were not moving outside. We remained inside. That's meaning of indoors, not moving outside. She was asleep during the meeting. You see, we use during when something's happening throughout a period of time. She was asleep during the meeting. He traveled a lot during summer. Summer is a season that we have in a year. I always sleep during the day. Preposition of time, since, which means from a point in the past continuing until now. We use since to refer to a point in the past, but that point didn't stop in the past, but it's a point that continues until now. For example, when you say she has lived here since 2015, it means up to now the person is still living here. It has been raining since morning. If I say that it has been raining since morning, means even now we are evening, it's now 5 p.m., but the rain is still there. I haven't seen him since last week. Means up to now, even now, I haven't seen him yet. Good. Preposition of time, for. This for, we use it when we want to talk about duration or length of time. For example, I waited for 2 hours. I waited for 2 hours. Duration, the length of time that you took while waiting. He stayed here for a week. Means he spent 1 week here. They have been married for 10 years. It means these people have spent 10 years in the marriage. Good. Preposition of time from dash dash to. This shows the starting and ending point of time. The shop is open from 9 a.m. means from 9 a.m. This is the time that we open the shop, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 5 p.m. is the time that we close the shop. He lived in Paris. It is sentence in past from 2010 to 2015. It means the person started living in Paris in 2010 and the person left Paris in 2015. So he lived in Paris from 2010 to 2015. The show runs from Monday to Friday. Preposition of time within, which shows inside a time limit. Please return the book within 2 weeks. This is a time limit that you are given, the time frame that you are given. Return the book within 2 weeks. It means if they tell you to return the books within 2 weeks, means not beyond. Means do not spend 2 weeks and 1 day when you haven't yet returned the book. But it must be just in this limit, time limit of 2 weeks. He will finish the work within an hour. Means in an hour, you will have finished the work. The parcel arrived within 3 days. Means the parcel didn't spend more than 3 days to arrive. Over throughout a period of time. We stayed in Rome over the weekend. I think we have already talked about over, but let's just talk about it again. He learned a lot over the years. They traveled a lot over the summer. Thank you for watching this. Today we have talked about three prepositions: the preposition of place, the preposition of direction, and the preposition of time. This is part one about prepositions. Please don't forget to watch part two of this lesson about prepositions because we still have so many prepositions. Remember to subscribe also to our YouTube channel, like and comment. If this lesson has helped you, you comment, you like and subscribe.